Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome back to The Explainer, everyone. Today we're breaking down a seriously gripping and honestly terrifying narrative sequence from the viral sensation, the ghostly broadcast of Room 307. Specifically, we're looking at part 6 of this story. And what makes this so utterly fascinating is how it literally weaponizes technology against the main character. It blends supernatural terror with that very modern, relatable anxiety of a live stream just going completely, uncontrollably wrong. So we're going to do a chronological breakdown of this broadcast and see exactly how this nightmare unfolds.
Right off the bat, the story grips us with two simple, blinking words: recording live. I mean, just imagine the sheer panic here. Our protagonist, Aryan, is totally trapped. He hasn't just stumbled into a haunted room. His camera is jammed in the on position. He's broadcasting a very real, inescapable nightmare, and he has absolutely zero control over it. The equipment he brought to document the place, it's now this beacon, broadcasting his absolute terror to unsuspecting people all over the world.
Which brings us to Section 1, Live Broadcast of Death.
So Aryan's immediate reaction is exactly what you or I would do, right? He desperately tries to turn the camera off. But nothing. Every single button is completely dead. He's in a breathless panic, cut off from his own equipment, leaving this feed entirely at the mercy of whatever is inside room 307. And the stakes? They just skyrocket. To put this into perspective, look at this escalating viewer count. We start at 10,000, which rapidly climbs to 50,000 and then hits a massive peak of 100,000 live viewers. That is a literal stadium full of people tuning in. This isn't some isolated haunting anymore. It's a global spectacle. And the crazy thing is, the audience has no idea if they're watching some highly produced horror movie or brutal, unscripted reality. The panic is literally bleeding out into the real world.
And that transitions us into Part 2, Don't Look Back.
As that viewer count peaks, the live chat takes a really terrifying turn. A single phrase just starts flooding the screen. Don't look back. It pops up once, then 10 times, then thousands of times. Think about that for a second. You're Aryan, you're already paralyzed with fear, your camera is hijacked, and now 100,000 anonymous voices are simultaneously warning you not to turn around. It's such a brilliant, chilling way to isolate him even further, using his only connection to the outside world to just absolutely crank up the dread.
So, of course, this forces Aryan, and us as the audience, to ask, who on earth is actually sending this? Put yourself in that room. Aryan is panicking, so his friend Rohit grabs the mobile device to check the chat, trying to figure out who's spamming their feed. You'd expect a botnet, right? Or maybe just some coordinated internet trolls?
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is what they find is infinitely worse. Rohit looks closely and realizes that every single profile picture in that live chat is identically synchronized. It's an image of a little girl holding an old teddy bear. No way, right? This completely shatters any hope that they're just dealing with a technical glitch or a prank. The sheer impossibility of thousands of accounts changing their pictures to this exact image all at once, it proves undeniably that what they are facing is completely supernatural.
This pushes the group straight into Section 3, Doors and Shadows.
So, right as they're processing this impossible chat log, their friend Saurabh, who is just trembling, announces that someone is standing right behind him. We're instantly pulled from digital terror back to a visceral, physical threat. Aryan turns slowly to look behind Saurabh and, okay, this is arguably the best jump scare setup of the entire story. To Aryan's bare eyes, reality shows absolutely nothing. The space is totally empty, but when they look at the camera screen, the one broadcasting to the world, there are 5 shadows standing right behind him, and they're slowly closing in. The camera lens is capturing a deadly, unseen reality that their own eyes literally cannot perceive. It's terrifying.
And the haunting definitely doesn't stay confined to the screen for long. Suddenly, the entire hotel's lights blaze on, all at once, and then this rapid-fire sequence begins. The doors in the corridor just unlock and swing open on their own. Room 301, then 302, 303,
304, one by one, and out of each room these silent, smoke-like figures emerge, marching with this absolute quiet purpose straight toward room 307. The threat isn't just a shadow on a screen anymore. It's a physical army closing in fast. Which leads to the chaos of Section 4, the labyrinth of room 307.
Mira screams that the curse has awakened, which is pretty much the cue for the group to just run for their lives. But they bolt into the hallway, desperate for the exit, only to find that the architecture of reality has completely broken down. So, the crucial point is, the hotel corridor has morphed into an infinite loop. They sprint toward where the exit used to be. Boom, they're facing the door to room 307. Actually, scratch that. They turn around, run the opposite way, and again, right in front of room 307. Every single path violently redirects them back to the epicenter of their nightmare. There is literally no way out.
This brings us to the final, horrifying climax in Part 5, Demonic Bargain and Possession.
Trapped in this impossible loop, the climax hits hard. Suddenly, Saurabh screams. An invisible force violently grabs him and literally lifts him into the air. In the struggle, the camera falls hard to the ground, but remember, the camera is jammed. It is still broadcasting. 100,000 people are now watching this static, terrifying low-angle shot of Saurabh suspended and writhing in midair, and then an unseen demonic voice echoes through the corridor and straight into the live feed. One soul will be freed, and a new soul will be trapped here forever. I mean, the chilling nature of this line is just off the charts. It's a demonic bargain being declared out loud, while 100,000 spectators sit helplessly behind their screens, witnessing a supernatural transaction.
Saurabh's screams abruptly stop, and he falls heavily to the floor. And this brilliantly illustrates the final horrific twist of the narrative. He slowly raises his head, and his eyes, they are pitch black. The possession is fully complete. He gives this deeply unnatural smile and says, "Now my turn is over. Now, it's your turn, Aryan." And the very instant those words leave his mouth, the door to room 307 slams shut on its own, sealing their fate as the broadcast either cuts out or continues to show the grim aftermath.
The way this story blends classic ghost story tropes with modern live streaming culture is just masterful, isn't it? But it leaves us with this lingering, deeply unsettling thought. If you were sitting safely at home, one of those 100,000 people watching this unfold live on your phone or your monitor, would you have realized it was real before that final door shut, or would you have just typed another joke into the chat? It's a seriously terrifying question to ponder. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today, guys, and, keep questioning what you see on your screens. See you next time.